Welcome to Lesson 3, Finding Your Niche. Defining your niche is one of the most important steps in your entrepreneurial journey. It sets the foundation for how you connect with your audience, solve problems, and most importantly, create value. In this lesson, we're going to turn your ideas into opportunities. So let's get started. Here's our agenda for today. First, we'll talk about how to turn an idea into an opportunity. Then we'll introduce the Lean Canvas framework, a guide for your planning. Finally, we'll help you identify your unique edge as an entrepreneur. So, are you ready? Ideas are great, but you need action for it to become an opportunity. I've been pitched a lot of ideas. Most people don't execute on them. And that's what makes an entrepreneur an entrepreneur. It means doing the market research, testing out your assumptions, and aligning your solutions to your customers' needs. Believe me, you won't get it right all the time. But when you do, it's like art. Let me repeat that. Execution is what sets successful entrepreneurs apart. Turning an idea into an opportunity is where the work begins, but most importantly, it's where the magic happens. I've had a lot of ideas in my day. And sometimes I was really passionate about them at the moment, but will I be passionate about it tomorrow or equally passionate about it a year from now? How about a decade? Not every idea is an opportunity. An idea qualifies as an opportunity if it meets four criteria. One, it aligns to your passion. Two, it leverages your expertise. Three, it solves a specific and meaningful problem. And four, it addresses needs that people are willing to pay for. These four elements ensure that your efforts are well directed and there's a higher likelihood of success. Let's pause here and reflect. Think about the ideas you developed in lesson 2, the problems you wanted to solve, the value you created. Which of these align to your passion and skills? Which of them solve meaningful problems? Are people willing to pay for your solution? Write down your answers and identify the most promising opportunities. Then hold on to them for a week. And a week from now, when you look at them, are you still committed to these ideas? My guess is some will fall off and some you might double down on. I've created and reviewed a lot of business plans. And frankly, at this stage, it doesn't make a lot of sense to create one because you typically don't have enough information. Business plans take weeks and months to create made up of assumptions and a rigid framework for decision making. The last company I started, I raised millions without ever writing a formal business plan. That's why I love the Lean Canvas. The Lean Canvas is a one-page plan that is designed to simplify your approach and refine the way you launch your business. It forces you to focus on what really matters, your customers, the problems they face, and the solutions you're providing. Let's take a closer look at the Lean Canvas using Uber as a case study. Customer segments. Understanding the difference between users and buyers of your product is critical. For example, Uber, the customer segments are both the passenger and the driver. Early adopters are people who use taxis, the problem that they're trying to solve. Passengers find taxis to be expensive. For drivers, they want more consistent trips and flexibility. Their competition are black car services, and taxi services. Their revenue streams, well, when considering revenue streams, focus on how much people are willing to pay. Uber's revenue streams are based on ride fees and surge pricing. Solution, what is the customer experience? For passengers, the car is available in less than 5 minutes. The rides are cheaper than taxis, and often the cars are cleaner. For the driver, it gives them flexible scheduling. They could turn the app on and off when they want, and they have more access to passengers via the app. You can see why refining your idea based on the customer segmentation is critical. All right, let's continue with our example of the lean canvas and Uber. Unique value proposition. What makes you stand out from the competition? In Uber's case, it's similar to a taxi, but it's cheaper, safer, and more flexible, and all in an easy to use app. Channels. Even with a great idea, it's useless if no one knows about it. Be realistic about how fast channels grow. How many meetings do you think you can get from word of mouth in a month? What do warm reach outs look like via your LinkedIn network? How long will it take for people to respond and for you to schedule a meeting? Key metrics. These help you define what success looks like, and they really should be simple to start. In Uber's case, their key metrics are the number of rides and the number of people using their app. That tells them a lot about their business. Cost structures. You may not know all the details, and I don't recommend you try to create a comprehensive budget at this point, but you want to know the broad categories. And in Uber's case, it's marketing, app development, and paying the drivers. What's an unfair advantage? This is what makes it difficult for a competitor to copy you. In Uber's example, their unfair advantage is having low-cost rides at a push of a button. Like taxis really struggled with competing with that. Your lean canvas isn't just a plan, it's a tool to create value. Let's go over some of the sections. Creating value. This is where most entrepreneurs naturally spend most of their time. I get it, it's the funnest part. Delivering value. If you've taken some courses or spent some time already building out your business, you probably spent a lot of time in these sections already. Measuring value. It's why you need to test your ideas and iterate on them. Once you start measuring your value, you might realize that it's not creating the kind of value you expected, or it's creating a lot of value and you need to scale that up right away. Capturing value. Ultimately, this is proof that you're creating a lot of value for someone else because someone's willing to pay you for that, your products and services. Make sure your income is higher than your costs. I know that sounds obvious, but in order for you to invest in increasing your impact, you really need to be able to invest it in what you do and let other people know about it. Defending value. Finally, if all of this is working, others will see it too, and there will be competitors trying to capture some of the market share. I know this is a lot, but don't worry. We'll cover more of this in detail in lessons 4 and 5. We'll walk you through each section step by step so that you could create your own lean canvas. And don't worry, I'll be right there.